Welcome back. Now, Shoprite plans to disrupt the banking sector. Over the last 6 months, the retailer had over 1 billion customers visiting its stores and hopes to capitalize this client base in its new venture. The retailer is armed with the country's only zero-cost bank account, which it hasn't started marketing yet. Jean Olivier, General Manager for Financial Services at Shoprite, joins us with more detail. Jean, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Perhaps let's start off with the rationale behind this move. How are you seeing a deeper penetration into financial services contributing to the group's earnings moving forward?
Fantastic. Thank you and good afternoon. So we basically look at our customer and we try and solve as many customer needs as possible. So we look at the food needs and we've solved that. We look at general merchandise and we play a big role in that. You would have probably seen we've opening pet stores, liquor stores, and baby stores, and we're trying to solve that need. But everyone still has got a big financial need. And back in the day, we opened money markets in the front of every one of our stores, and to pull customers into our stores and to make it a one-stop shop. The money markets have been doing really well over the last few years, and the customers have really come to trust Shoprite Checkers and USave, whether it's with saving stamps, money transfers, buying airtime and data. So that's really where it started. As our customers become more digital or demanding more things on their phones or bringing more services to your home, things like 6060 popped up and it's doing a really great job. And that's why we see the opportunity now to provide value-added services to the customers on their phones and also extending that beyond and taking it into basic financial services and basic financial transactions.
And let's talk about that bank account I mentioned at the top. Is it a totally new product or is it part of that, I guess, that money market offering? Because isn't there an account within that money market offering as well?
Yeah, so the bank account, so in essence, it's always part of the ecosystem. Okay. So our business, we love building platforms and we love building ecosystems. So the account is new. And it's been with us for the last couple of years. We've matured the functionality of the account, and we keep maturing the functionality of the account. We've enabled money market value-added services onto the account, like airtime and data, free money transfers, bill payments, and voucher purchases.
And who are you targeting with the account, Jean? Are you looking at South Africans that aren't banked, people in underserved communities? I mean, you also talk about other value-added services transactions like buying airtime, buying electricity.
Yes, so the account's open to anyone. Okay. However, when we design the product, we always look at people earning 10,000 Rand or less is kind of the target market. And when it comes to product design, we design things with the simplicity in mind, with the affordability in mind, with the accessibility in mind, and keep putting the customer in full control of their money. It doesn't say we just limited to customers earning 10,000 Rand or less, but that's the design mindset that we take. So we look at the basic high volume financial transactions, and we try and make it as easy, affordable, and accessible as possible.
And just on that, what are your aspirations within the financial services market, which is a very competitive market at that, right? And we'll zoom in let's zoom in on, I guess, these personal banking offerings where a number of the big banks are really fighting to be the primary bank for consumers where, salaries go into that specific bank.
So I think from a South African banking landscape, the banks are doing a fantastic job in serving the affluent, the mass affluent and the wealth, right? If we spoiled with the loyalty programs, we spoiled with the really good, stable financial product systems and banks. I think when it comes to the mass and lower mass market, there's a massive opportunity that we can treat those customers better. We can offer them with more choice. We can offer them with lower cost options. And that's typically where we've seen the gap.
Yeah.
Because the banks, in order to make a customer account profitable, they need to cross-sell. And the products that they've got to cross-sell is more lean towards the mass affluent and the affluent target segments like credit or insurance. We're also keen to cross-sell products, but we're happy to cross-sell food. So we're happy for you to come into our stores, to come and use us as your primary or secondary bank, and with the hope that you would engage, whether it's in our general merchandise or food. That's good enough for us. We don't need to push all of the other products onto you. We'll obviously offer it, but it's not going to make or break the profitability or aspiration to serve that client.
And the market that you're looking at penetrating is a market that's really being dominated by Capitec at the moment. And I wonder, with this new offering that you have, does the move threaten any of the partnerships you currently have with some of the other big banks in the country?
I don't think it threatens any partnerships. In fact, if you look at retail, it's always been a combination of private label and branded labels that we offer. So we are very comfortable offering or operating in a world where it's not exclusively one brand. So if you think about Weet-Bix, you've got Bacomo and you've got your house brand, or if you think about milk or any product category, we think about that along financial needs as well. So you've got we will still serve you whether you bank with Capitec, Time Bank, FNB, but we can offer a better value for money when you bank with us directly.
Yeah, it's been really interesting to see, the non-banking players really play a part in that financial services space. And just before I let you go then, Jean, this move also coincides with the SARB's attempts to reform the country's payment system, right? These reforms are, of course, will be set up to open the sector to further non-banking players in the space. Just your thoughts around the regulatory landscape at the moment.
I'm very excited about the moves that we're seeing from the Reserve Bank. Driving financial inclusion will drive more economic activity. Driving more economic activity will drive more jobs and ultimately more money in the ecosystem. So I'm super passionate, personally and professionally, around financial inclusion. So, yeah, very excited to see what's happening in that space. But we're seeing signs of very exciting stuff to come.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time and just taking us through the retailers' ambitions into the financial services sector. Now, that was Shoprite's GM for Financial Services, Jean Olivier.